Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakolni b'dvarim. Moshe, how are you? Huh?
We're busy couple days.
Okay, let's do from Siman Tov Ayin Beis. I just want to go straight into the halachos of the Seder. We could do a little. We're on? Okay, good. You got it? It's a page Shin Samach Gimel. Page Shin Samach Gimel. It's Siman Tov Ayin Beis, which is basically the beginning of the halachos of the Seder. Many Yisrael is to announce there's all kinds of this. It's called the Seder, right? It's called the Seder. There's 15 parts, and Kaddish, Urchatz, Karpas, Yachatz, Magid, Rochza. We'll talk about it if we get a chance. Minig is to announce. The Tata kommt daheim von Schule, macht man gleich Kiddush, die Kinder sollen nicht einschlafen. Sollen sagen, der Mann ist dann. So, let's start. Siman Tov Ayin Beis. Hier shechon orichem b'yom, the table should be set. Because we have to start to say that immediately. Even if it's in the base medrash, you have to talk to your children. And as we'll say in a second, you can't start to say that until it's night. But you could set the table. If you're going to come home and you're going to start spreading out the tablecloth, where's that goddess from last year? And where's the kaira? Let's get the eggs to the table. Salt water, we got salt water. Where's the lettuce? If everything is on the table, you already saved 20 minutes, a half hour.
How does the make matzahs that night?
They make it before. They make it out of Pesach.
After my age, then they go and make the matzahs.
Yeah?
That's what I'm asking.
Okay. They have to ask them. The person shouldn't make Kiddush unless it's Vadei Chashech. Wow, what's the problem?
Thank you.
Yeah. Has to be Vadei Chashech. Has to be night. Usually on a Yom Tov, you could be Moisef Mechel ala Kodesh. The Torah compared. The Torah said when you eat matzah and you eat mother, you eat the carbon Pesach. You eat it all three at the same time. But it says matzah shemin atayre in abalal lachin gam kolar but kois shetik na chama in abalal but na roila chelas matzah shkoma shetik na chama kein shal tayre tikna because shal kiddush yachem na arba kois so bit tzara abalal mamish v'lom ma shemoyse machel ala kodesh.
So you can't start the kiddush before.
You can't start Kiddush before.
Friday night you could start Kiddush before. But here
It makes a very big problem, especially in places where there is daylight savings and they make public stardom and you make a seder for people. What are you supposed to do?
Right.
What are you supposed to do?
Right.
You're making a seder for seniors.
you can't start 8 o'clock at night.
8 o'clock at night. They're all sleeping already.
Right.
When we left Egypt, the seniors were probably in the beginning also.
Good questions.
They're in the back. They would have got tear up by the Egyptians. So,
So, but the emesis, this is a challenge.
You're finishing at night. Let's say you start 5 o'clock. By the time you finish, it's already done.
Has to be balayla mamish. Vade chashecha. Mishahu ovel afil alove v'yimay. Chayv l'hosiv. V'hin rashel amnoy melahosiv machmas avei l'sherei. Mishav l'shiva. Rashel l'hosiv amital sefer l'bchol. Shina chayv b'kvis amital teshiva. He's not chayiv kvis amita only in shiva. I feel a by Mesa better Pesach. Chomakam yet should get Pesach bottom my Vela Shiva. Truth is, we don't do Kfis Amita these days anyway. We don't do Kfis Amita. It's like one of the interesting things that we don't do. In the days of Chazal, one of the things that the Oval was obligated to do was to turn his bed upside down. Kfis Amita. We don't do that. We don't do that. It's interesting, huh?
Even when
Yeah, the whole house is mukul b'kviyas amita.
Even when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
You sleep on the floor.
So that's one of the discussions that maybe we don't do it because our beds are not like their beds. Their beds, they had like 4 legs,
Right.
and it was a little less convenient, but it was for our bed. We're going to turn our beds around. Well, the point that's something that we don't do. The shaila is why we don't do it. But the point we don't do it. So he's saying that a part of Kriyas Amita means that a person can be doing a sefer. But this guy, if he was a nog avelu shoachas kadval already is not a novel, so it's not a problem. Mamish avelu shiva. Nogim shelo asa b'leil Pesach. Bish choshim asa v'zukut vam shvitzinu. Shengam beregel. There's a lot of kid. It's not considered davish rafayas. Homokim yoch lil b'shakitl she loiv shoysim b'shas asiyas haseder.
Why don't Chabad doesn't really speak?
Why don't we do it? It's taka good shaila. It's a good shaila. Ich habe beged Mason. Loish nois the lachni alev shalatot tazor dait machs simcha. V'achede shoysim b'layla zeh. That the kittel really is there, the opposite than what you might think. That the meaning of wearing a kittel is not to increase the simcha. It's the opposite. It's because the simcha is so big, we're scared that person's going to get carried away. So you put on a beged like the kittel, which reminds a person of the Yom Adin. That he shouldn't get carried away with the matzah and the lamb chops. They should remember that it's Pesach.
We do wear kittel or we don't?
Chabad does not wear a
Thank
kittel.
God.
Why? A kittel, if you get stain on the kittel, you put
You're saying,
it in the washing machine. It's not a big deal.
you're saying
Get a stain on the kapota, you have to put in the cleaners.
you can put a covering over it if you want.
Yeah, that's true. You could do that.
You'd say kosher for Pesach.
Yeah. Okay. Chayv ovel b'halal sheb'alal zeh, af b'shenogim likra halal b'beis ovel, makom kam halal zeh koivel. That this halal in this night is a choiva mamish. This is the halal that we say night of Pesach is a choiva mamish. It's a choiva mamish.
It's a half hour to say Ali.
Yeah.
What does it mean, hollow?
We say halal.
Yeah,
The
okay,
night of Pesach, we say
What are we
halal.
fulfilling?
It's a mitzvah. The Chacham made a special mitzvah that we should say halal that night.
Okay.
According to Minhag Chabad, we say it twice. We say it once by the Seder and once in Shul. Why? Because in the house, we don't make a bracha on the halal. Why don't we make a bracha on the halal? So all the Rishonim ask this question. Each one gives a different answer. This reason, that reason, there's a dozen answers to the Rishonim for it. But the bottom line is that whoever wrote the Agoda was a Tana probably. So he didn't put the bracha. So there's no bracha. Shal is why. But the Minhag Sfarad is to say halal in the Beis HaKnesses. And then after Shemona Esrei, then you do say the bracha. Then you say a second time halal at home. I feel like Kelim Shein Tzarech Sudi Yisadam Yof Al HaShulchan L'Noi Zeichel L'Cheirus, to put nice things on the table. It's an unbelievable halacha. I feel like Kelim Mushkanim B'Yodem and Agoy Yisadam Al HaShulchan L'Noi V'Afim Yetz L'Shtamish B'Emes and Gezel L'Ochli L'Loi Mishum G'nei V'Zdas K'Moshen is Bar B'Yod Day Sim and Kuf Chof. It's an unbelievable thing. There is Ad Kedei Kach that there is a mitzvah to put on the table nice things, that even if he has the guy gave him a mashkin, collateral for a loan. So he's allowed to put it on the table. So you'd say, maybe you end up using it. We'll give me makel that he's using it, that he's not. It's a cable. It's not getting ruined. So like all kinds of kulas, we're going out in order to put expensive kalim on the table. That's how important it is to put expensive kalim on the table. So it's interesting.
Where does that come from?
It comes from the idea of having Chazal wants it should be zeichel l'cheres, and when you put nice things on the table, so it's rich people. Rich people have on the table gold, silver, nice, fancy stuff.
Anyways, I think we're rich, so we might as well look.
Exactly.
I was invited to a place by a Saudi,
Yeah.
from Parkwood once in the morning. Every table beside I got a bottle of wine. Some of them was $1,500, some of them $700. But don't you touch it. Every table there was a waiter to make sure you don't touch it.
So what is it there for?
We're rich.
Not so rich. That's poor, actually. I'm richer than that. But I want. I like the shirt.
ויוחם וואקם ושווה שיש בסייבת דרך חיידס כדרך שמלאכים הגדולים היכם ושכל דר בדרך חייב אדם לארץ אז עצמי כאילו הוא עתה יועץ משיב במצרים. Person has to visualize that he's going out of Mitzrayim right now. So therefore the minig is to do everything that demonstrates that we're going out of Mitzrayim right now. Shenamar b'u'ezas Hashem lim b'tzeis Mitzrayim alav az atziv HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'zachar t'kev d'isa Mitzrayim kil ata ba'atzmo choyisa b'Mitzrayim v'eved v'nivdisa v'yitzos l'cheres. Everything has to be done in a way of chedus. If you could lean, he doesn't have a pillow to lean. He can lean on the yerech of his friend. That is a nidikis save. Nikris say you're just gonna lean like this. So who leans like this on his yerech?
You're thinking too much.
It's fadaiget. If you're worried about something, so you put your head down like this to think. So that doesn't look derecheres. If you're on a pillow or you're leaning on someone else, that's derecheres. On your left side. You have to eat with your right hand. So what can that say? Oh, Chimya so they mean sakona. The vishaveshet to be mean. Bakona bismail. There's the windpipe and the food pipe. So the food pipe is on his right side. If he's going to lean on the right side, what's going to happen is the food pipe will be lower. Here, this is the windpipe. There's the food pipe. He's leaning this way, so a little bit like this. So the windpipe is higher and the food pipe is lower.
So this is in general, or like for health
For
reasons?
for health reasons,
So what are you
exactly.
going to say for every day in halacha?
Every day, who leans? Only night of Pesach. And you tell you
For
me,
health reasons, then we should always do that.
So you learn it today, for every day?
That is the
Yeah.
Manishtana though.
Exactly. This way you can ask Manishtana. Exactly.
In the past, they would eat while they were inclined.
They had a couch.
But they would lean.
The left.
In those days, they didn't have to tell them. It was common that people understood that you lean on your left side.
They had a little shulchan.
Right. And they knew that you lean on your left side. Chazal mentioned it for later generations that don't lean and therefore don't know what it means. So they say that you have to lean on your left side because on your right side can be dangerous. The food will go into the upper pipe, which is the windpipe, and it'll be dangerous. It'll choke. Because the second reason is the main reason. Therefore, even if he's a lefty, so now he's going to lean on his left side, and it doesn't matter because it's a safety issue. It's no chedef for the woman. If she's a very choshev woman, our women count them, they consider themselves as choshev women. What does it mean our women are called chashuvas? Look at the other halachas. Lagabe, for example, for Shabbos, that Chazal made a special chumrah. They said that the women, they go out with the jewelry and Shabbos, and then they get so happy. Oh, you want to see my necklace? Here. You see, it's a beautiful necklace. And then they're going to forget, and they're going to carry it in the Rishus Harabim. So Chacham say they shouldn't wear jewelry. Yet the Shulchan Aruch says that a minig bayas is the women do wear jewelry. Why? Because the din is that Isha Chashuva, she's a fancy schmancy woman, so she doesn't act like an immature little girl. She's a pasnish. It doesn't make sense for her to take off a jewelry and say, hey, look at my jewelry. She's from the best dimension. So she won't do it. So the Shulchan Aruch says that B'zman hazeh, we consider that all our women are noshim chashuvas. All our women are very choshev women, and therefore they were makel to say that they could go out with jewelry in Shabbos. We're not choshesh that they're going to carry it dal damas. So even though lagabe other halachas we say that the women are called choshev, afadik and lenog lahasev lafi sheyesh em shuzman hazeh tzach lahasev klal. Sham b'shori ma'asashan and agilas lahasev klal baratzalolo av agadol mamalachim yoshim kedakim bal devreim semchas anoshim asher shalol lahasev. Truth is, I mean, you could read it Kamin Chaimer, you know what I mean? That's like in the time when everyone was leaning, but women were at that point called second-class citizens. They were not, that was the way society was. Women were treated not like Nosham Chachmas. So they were not Mesiv. Then it became that even Gedolim Malachim, today, if you go to the White House for dinner, they're not being Mesiv. They're sitting on regular chairs, needing. Now the women are called Noshim Chashuvas. Okay, now you want me to start being Mesiv. So, but now it's already, because it's built in from yesterday, that's what we do from year to year. Okay, so but I didn't do it yesterday, and I didn't do it the year before. My mother didn't do it, and my Baba didn't do it. So fine, so let's stay this way. That's how the minik probably developed. So both reasons are true. A child with a father is to it seva. There's a Talmud Nereba Fila in Neraba Mubik in Nerashal Losa Lafanum Shemayra Bekava the Rab. I'm Kanosla Rabbi Shus Losa Befanum Sheschiva Losa. May Chiva Rab Litner Shus Latame Losa Befanum Elim Roitzelam Chalkoid of Litner Shus Losa should be other. Geen Euchel it's the Talmud Chochem Muflik Bederaf Mishalom Merklam Chashiv Kerabe Vem Losa Bachit Mer Shus. Kolzek Sheikhel Shulchan Echdem Rab Mechel Shulchan Achechayv Losa. I feel Rabbi Mubik Begodel Bedere. If you're sitting at the same table with his Rebbe or Godel Bedoira, you shouldn't do a Seder. Kachava, in 770, the Rebbe used to have the Seder by his father-in-law. After his father-in-law passed away, he kept on having the Seder. They would prepare the table, and the table was prepared. The his father-in-law was alive, and the Rebbe would sit at his side. And they would invite Orchim. No one made a seva besides the Rebbe. So I guess that the Rebbe could have given a shus theoretically if he wanted, but it was just the way it is. No one did a seva. Kol ze v'tamid shel Torah. Tamid element umnes afapish u'mesiyar merabe v'chabde meshos afapikin tzorach lo seva afilu b'fonim. The servants, they have to go. Even though they're servants, but they're Jewish. So when it comes to the essentials of they're working at a Pesach program. They're working at a Pesach program. Doesn't matter. They have to eat a kazayis matzah, kazayis avikoyim. They have to drink 4 kosher. They have to do a seiba. When are the essentials where you have to do a seiba? These are the essentials that are for the Gula Nachedes. Shadal Kois is Tikkum Chum Negedal Shashal Gula Morim Pashas Vaida. It's basically Alta Velakachta Vitzaltik. Avikoim Vakricha Im Zechel Pesach Shanachol Derechedes. Lefika Chaim Tzrichim Aseva Derechedes. So Shokol Asuda the rest of the meal. Imrotz Alech Lamalishis Bala Seba. Should be other. Maybe they don't have Tzrichim also. We're not going to say he has to do a Seba. If he's going to do the entire Suda that way, it's mitzvah min hamufcha. If you could look here in the order Kuf Hey, he brings from the Lubavitcher Agoda, Minik Chabad Sheloi Lohasav B'Shas Suda. Why? Pashtus, because Apoel Gedolim and Malachim today don't do a Seba. So what was built in is built in, because why is it derech eres? Because Jews have been doing it for, from the days of going out of Mitzrayim 3,334 years ago. But the Shoras Suda, it's not built in.
When they went out in the sun, they needed the same. Wasn't.
It wasn't.
No, that's not true. Say that the first time.
Yeah, the Seder Seder. They ate the Seder. They ate the Taka. They ate the Chipozim. Masnechem Chagurim, Maklechem Beyetchem.
They wasn't sitting down and eating.
I don't know.
They left it by day, not. So what were we doing by night? The Korban Pesach.
They ate the Korban Pesach. The shaila is that they eat Baseba. The Taka, on the one hand, the pasuk says that they should eat the Chipozim and Maklechem Beyetchem. But I don't know. It's a good shaila.
The Cherus part that we do today, that's
I don't know if they did it. It's a good shaila. On the one hand, Torah says b'chipazon. On the other hand, the chipazon. What do you mean the chipazon? It's not like they ate and they ran. They didn't.
We don't need to run. Hashem is protecting us. If we're running, then it shows Hashem is smaller and Hashem is greater. So why are we running?
But the Lapoil, the Eibusha told them that they should eat it fast, the chipazon, and that they should have. That they should have.
They should go into the fast.
A person needs to do a seba, and he didn't.
What's a seva?
To lean to the side.
Oh, okay.
If he's obligated to do, he didn't do it. He has to eat it over, drink it over. This is going to get a very complicated halacha. It's no problem. So we're saying like this. If you didn't eat the matzah baseba, you didn't eat the avikim baseba, you drank the cup of wine and you forgot to do baseba. So what do you do now? So if the bottom line of this halacha is going to be, if it's simple, do it over again. Press repeat. 4 cups of wine. Well, a nice couple kazaisim, a matzah, the motor, the charosis. I mean, I can't, I have to eat a trap of chicken soup. Okay, listen, remember to do it right next time. There's not an excuse. Where's the problem? The problem is at a few points, pressure points. Now is the problem. Because after that, and again, also lishtas kshemeshis bar b'simen taf payala. Vim kem sheshe berachol kol kois mishlosh kois seila b'la seiber ba'ach shenis kois sheshe b'la seiber v'retz alach v'lishtas nimlach v'tzar alach zel labora. V'nidi v'yi nida kemoise v'alminyan kois shetik nachachamim. V'lachein toiv yoyse shelo alach zel v'lishtas v'lismach alo emrim shebizman hazeh ein tzarech la'aseh klal. So the din would say that in Kois 1, 3, and 4, before we get further about the altruism. So if you're gonna drink up the cup, people forget sometimes to lean. They forget to do a save. So what's gonna happen? Since in Kois 1 and in Kois 3 and in Kois 4 you're only supposed to drink 1 cup, So if you didn't have anything special in mind, we'll say later, but let's stop. If you're a Jew, you sat down and say that. What are you having in mind? You can have one cup. You're not having in mind you're going to drink another cup and another cup. You're a Jew, you have one cup. So in other words, you had in mind to drink only one cup. Now we have a little bit this year doing this sugya to do, like, could your person have in mind if he eats 10 apples to make Boida Priya eats only on the first apple, should not be chal on the second apple. The big to do about this, and whatever. We happen to we love Birchasanan here, and we have another summer or two to go on it, and there's a big machlokes of whatever. But here, there's nothing to argue about. Everyone understands. When a Jew made a bracha, Boida Priya got in the beginning of the Seder, he had in mind he had only one kos of yain, and he's not allowed to drink more. So when he finished that cup, if he wants to drink more, he has to make a Boida Priya gofen. Okay. What's going to happen? He's going to make now Boida Priya gofen. So
Not allowed to drink more?
No, not allowed to.
Well, who put that restriction in?
Huh?
How is there a restriction?
Why? How? We'll get to that later. How and why? That's all. Because there's reasons why we don't have after the first, and after the third, and after the fourth. And they're pretty stiff. Chabad is not even to drink water. So it's a tough one, right? But that's the bottom line. That's what we do. So when a person had a cup of wine, he had in mind only one cup. Now he wants to have another cup. You have to make a Boida Priya gofen. What's the problem? One of the things that we're trying very hard at the Seder is to do what we're told, not to do more and not to do less. And one of the terrible things is about Toisev, about Tigra. To add to what Chacham told us, we're being smarter than Chacham. We're adding a little bit, we're subtracting. And they're the same thing. Adding and subtracting are equally bad. Like we have in Hilchos Treifas, that concept. You have if a behemoth, a heartless cow, obviously can't live, but say whatever. Yeah, or there's a punctured heart. So a heartless cow or two hearts is the same. Kol hayosek and natal dami. It's an interesting thing in Ashkafa. Like when you do double than God told you, and you do half what God told you, it's exactly the same thing. It's a mamish the same thing. And same thing in Hilchos Treifas. If the cow has no heart or two hearts, it's the same thing. It's a heartless cow. It's a treif. Along any ava, which is a crucial organ, one is good. 0 or 2 is the same thing. So here, the person is going to make another Boida Priya gofen. The sum total of times he's going to make gofen is 5 times. That's a no-no. So we say, okay, let's rely now on the opinion that says that if you made it just like this, it's showing nishkeferlach. This is the trick the Alter Rebbe has. You remember that? You don't remember that? That's exactly it.
You drink the cup of wine.
No. This is, if you will, at the beginning of the Seder, remember this halacha that the Alter Rebbe has a trick that you should think before you make kiddush. If accidentally I'm going to drink up the wine and I'm not going to do a seva, that I'm going to make another kois and I'm yoitza with the sagaf. If you have that in mind,
why can't you just make a general blessing for a and you don't limit yourself?
No, because a big problem. So then your second Boida Priya gofen is a bracha levatol. Chachamim wanted you should make 4 times. I mean, it's a contentious issue in the Rishonim, but we paskin like the Rishonim that understood that when Chazal said to make 4 koises, they wanted you to make 4 times Boida Priya gofen.
Okay, and how many times are you doing after bracha?
After bracha, you do only once. The after bracha, you do only once.
So maybe it's 4 separate kiddushs.
So it's 4 times Boida Priya gofen. Right,
it's like 4 separate kiddushs.
Right. So the Alter Rebbe's trick is have in mind by the first kois that if I will forget to do aseiba, I'm going to drink a second kois by aseiba. But like someone just said, if you're going to remember to have this tonight, Memela, you're not going to forget to do a seder.
You're saying have in mind if you
Forgot.
If you have in mind, if I forgot, I sat down and I drank the first kos without a seder, I'm going to drink another kos be'a seder.
with a blessing or without.
So then you won't have to make another blessing.
You're
The whole
saying having it in mind.
yeah, having it in mind.
That
If
if I make a mistake, I have it in mind.
yeah,
You could have all the cups in mind. Just
only the first. Only the first
I
is going to
remember
work.
reading Chabad that when the Rebbe made a Seder of Sis, invite people between second and third cup. You're allowed to drink what you want. It's the Seder. Somebody picked up the cup and said to the Rebbe Chaim, the original answer.
Right, I heard
Don't
that.
even
Right,
make.
right. They said that the reason why, because there was kosher for this halacha, that it looks like Moisef Halachos.
That's it.
I can't make this tonight today. I have to do it by the Seder.
It's to do by the Seder.
but let's say you wanted to make a l'chaim on something else. That's
L'chaim or something else. Kosher Pesach.
enjoying your meal, enjoying the Yom Tov.
That's for sure good.
Okay.
That's for sure good.
We don't drink both wine.
But
There's no other l'chaim that you could make in Pesach by your Chabad.
Potato liquor.
They make all this kind of liquor, but we don't. Only wine.
it's true. It's not many Chabad to have any of the other liquors, even if it's made from potato.
No brandy, nothing.
No,
Nothing.
that's true.
Just not to give the
It's
appearance
a
of? Or-
no,
No.
I don't know. There's a thing that goes back to many generations. I don't know.
I'll
This
be
is all-
not speak about I'll be Russian.
This is all of the holiday or
No, only for Pesach.
the whole 8 days?
Yeah.
That's why we drink all year round for that.
Because
Tzarech lishnas adal kois ala seder shidbar. Then ben kois rishon l'sheni ben shlishi l'rvi yafsek ben v'nes hagoda v'hau ben sheni l'shlishi yafsek b'chel smatza b'chsamazan v'lo hifsek ben em v'dorim ala shos adal kois zocher zu lo yotze adal kois kol machshav like a kois achet chayv lishtes oid gimel kois ala seder. The Chacham made that there should be a breakup, the four kois. What if a person tries to be a Chacham? He fills up a kois, 1, 2,
Like we do in Achad
it doesn't work. There has to be the water and the wine together has to be a revius. If he had the wine with no water, as long as there's a revius, why? Because it's not the chosher way of drinking wine. Is different. And they don't need mezige. We spoke about it a lot this year. What happens in these days? The Alter Rebbe from the Loshen Alter Rebbe ain't tzarich mezige mashma. If you put a little bit of water, you wouldn't kill it. But I brought from one of the poskim, not the Lavush, whatever. One of the poskim that said that there is that our wines are so weak that you shouldn't put any water inside. Okay, Shira koisha mazig revis orke keroiche beis gudlam v'rochbe keroiche beis gudlam v'gove keroiche beis gudlam v'chatzi goydel kemish goydel v'shir zeo shakois meruba nekal gove v'alderes v'shaba kois ogul sha yigo pachs meruba revis v'revia v'imkein ima kois hu beis gudlam oirech ubeis gudlam roiche tzar shia gove gimel gudlam v'gimel chumche gudel. Okay, bottom line is we don't we're looking at yeah, but I mean we're looking today. We're looking by weight. We're looking. Poskim today are talking about by weight because it's easier for us to do it by weight. We're talking about anywhere from 3 to 4 ounces of liquid.
talking about weight earlier.
Not weight, whatever.
Volume.
Volume. Sorry, you're right.
What's good on me?
Huh?
What's good on me?
This is the girdle.
With
This is the girdle. Yeah.
You go to Eichler these days, they're making the bechers
Yeah.
or the shield, exactly. People who cannot drink wine, there's a small becher, that's exactly the shield.
If you're going to be a guest somewhere, how important is it to buy your own becher and bring it with you?
No, not important at all.
Okay.
יש אומרים שהתחילה מצווה לשתות כל הכוס אפילו מעשה כמה רביעיס. It's a chiddush לגבי Pesach. That you should drink the whole kos. The whole kos. אף בשבקידוש של שרים מייסה ימים טובים שבבוסוס אפילו התחילה בשתייה מלא לוגמה. There, over רביעיס. Usually just drink it over the רביעיס. A little more than an ounce and a half, you're good. Or if it's 4 ounces, 2 ounces. Kolokem. Dalka shepesach minchum lishas kolakos. Chatchila b'devis shas aroiva kos yos. Lishas achatza kos lo yotz. Yesh cholkim vaymen shav lachatchila b'shas aroiva revis. Afim akos mazak hamar revim v'chein iker v'chein min akoshem. Kolokem toiv lochish l'svar l'shein v'likach kos pasam v'litin v'lishtas kula. It's the good thing to do is to accommodate for both opinions. So it's a good idea to get yourself a kos small enough. Lishtas kula. Lishtas kula. If the wine is very expensive, shtay b'shtiyas erube. Holds a begin l'shayin kos l'shayin of the kos achran. Tzarech l'ishtas revi'as shalom. Chadesh yochel levarich bracha achrona lishum pikpuk. There's always a difference of bracha rishona, bracha achrona. Bracha rishona you make on a drop. Alamai. If it's a kosher bracha, you have to have roiv revi'as, which is if you hold that a revi'as is like a Ramchaim, no, 3 ounces. So roiv revi'as is a little more than an ounce and a half, so you're good for regular Shabbos and Yom Tov. And also Yom Kippur, if we're a little tight, the wine is expensive, whatever, you can't drink wine, so this is good. But for the last kos, the issue is you need to make a bracha achrona. You can't make a bracha achrona unless you eat from solid a kazayis and a liquid a revi'as. So you have to have the food revi'as in the last kos. But this is all. With l'chatchila, you should drink the whole kos. It's a chidush that's only lagabe Pesach. It doesn't apply to regular Shabbos and regular Yom Tov. I see there are some people that try to do it also Shabbos Yom Tov, but that it doesn't really. In Apisha Chonoruch, Shabbos and Yom Tov, this whole thing doesn't apply.
Once you drink revi'as, that's it.
Roiv revi'as, you're good. And if you have to make a bracha achrona, because it's like kosher bracha, you have to read a full revi'as. So either you drink a little more than an ounce and a half or 3 ounces, you're good. On Pesach, we have this thing of roiv kos or even kola kos. That's why in Pesach it's important to buy smaller koses, because for big people,
I don't know who you're talking about.
I'm
You
talking
can
about
take
myself.
7 ounces.
For big people, they could take the alcohol. It's fine, but for the little guys and for the women, it's very hard. Even small amount of alcohol, wine that's 4%, 5%.
Okay, so for the first 3 cups, let's say you have a 3 ounce cup.
Right? They should.
You could do 1.5 and you're good, or more.
But they should try to do the whole thing.
Okay,
That's
and then the
the whole
fourth
thing.
cup,
The
you
fourth
want
cup,
the
you gotta
whole
get
3 ounces
yeah.
or more.
Yes.
Okay.
If you're not sleeping there.
Should drink it in one shot. Now, especially for Svardim, that the Paskin like the Rambam has that's mamish.
How do you do that? After drinking
It's very hard. מתחילה שתי בצפר, יש מחדי אכילס פרס. וישם שצריך שלא ישם מתחילה לשנה שערכן. There's a revi'as, which is a shit of the Rambam. And this is the Svardim go this way. It's a very chumradik. That means you have to drink a revi'as as long as it takes to drink a revi'as. You can't skip a beat. Whatever it takes an average person drink, say, if you hold it's 3 ounces. So how long does it take for an average person to drink 3 ounces? And that's how long you have to drink. Don't tell me that you're relaxed tonight and you want to do it slow. No. And if you did it a drop slower, you're ready, not yoitz. Yeah. But the Alter Rebbe, you'll see, if we learn at the mitzvah this summer, in the Bichzanen that we're learning, because this year we're learning the end of Perek Zayin and mitzvah Perek Ches. The Alter Rebbe at the end decided to go not like the Rambam, like to go with the first opinion. And the Alter Rebbe holds that when you do liquids, that as long as you're drinking the 3 ounces within achilas pras, which is, it ranges the shittas from 3-4 to 6-7 minutes. So that's but For sure, if you're under 4 minutes, no problem. A regular person, 3 ounces doesn't take more than 90 seconds. Well, how long? 60 seconds.
Not even a minute.
How long does it take to drink 3 ounces? So according to the Rambam, in order to be chayv bracha achrona, or Leil Pesach, when you need to drink, say a revius or rov revius, so you have to drink it mamish like this. And here in Shulchan Aruch, the Alter Rebbe takes both opinions in account.
It's better to drink in your mouth, like melting, fill up your mouth and then swallow. Or I don't know.
Yeah,
I do it in one shot.
the way you said, Taka, it's the same. The main thing is,
When it comes to wine,
Right.
you're not supposed to drink it in one go.
he doesn't say anything here about that. ויש לוחן של דבריהם לעניין שתי כוסס ראשונים. שמפסיק כל באמצע שתייה, שיש מתחיל שתייה, עד סוף יש מקדש שתייה סרביה, צריך לעשות לשתייה כוס בלא ברכה. אבל בשני כוסס אחרונים, שמצטרך לעזוב ולשתייה נירה כמויסה ועל מניין כוסס, יש לסמוך הספר ראשונה, ולא יעזוב ישתה, אלא כן שם מתחילה עד סוף יש מקדש חילוס פרס. In Mitzvah Shem this summer, we're going to focus, zoom in on this halach a little bit. As I said, in the summer, we're doing the Perek, the second half of Perek Zayin and Perek Ches of Hilchas Berachos Hanan. At the end, in the Seder, the Alter Rebbe decided that the Ikar is Kedei Rishonim. I don't think Lepoil, for those that follow the Seder, in other words, Chabad Chassidim, and those that are nimshach after that this is a big concern. But for example, Sfardim go with the Rambam. So according to Sfardim, so all years it's gefährlich. So like the Sfardim, the a lot of times they won't make a brach right after drinking.
Many breaks.
Too many breaks. So
Why?
anything. Because you have to drink.
It's a wine, not wine.
No, wine, water, anything. It has to, according to the Rambam, shtia, achila is a kazais, shtia is a revius. So achila, in order for the achila to be considered one achila, so maybe the achila is pras. Okay, but for the shtia is revius, according to the Rambam, has to be bechdei shtia is revius, revius bechdei revius, which is 30 seconds, I don't know, whatever, very short time, 60, 90, I don't know. How long does it take for a regular person to go up, down 3 ounces? Not a lot.
That's it.
So if you do more time than that, then that's not called shtia. So, okay, it's not called drinking. It's called, it's called sipping, I don't know. It's not
When you
called
go to a
drinking.
Hasana, there's a small window, right? People fill up the cup. They don't drink it one shot.
Okay. So according to the Rambam, won't be a
By the
bracha.
time you finish, it's half an hour.
Who cares? So you don't make a bracha. The night of Pesach, we care.
Oh,
They're not a
maybe
Pesach.
it's like tasting. And when you're tasting, that's it. You're just having a little, it's a taste.
Right?
You're not,
Look, in the whole Torah, in order to eat, you have to have a kazais. The drink is to be a revius. To do a mitzvah, to do an aveda. Whatever you're trying to do tonight. Trying to do a mitzvah or an aveda. Either way. If you're eating, you got to be the kazais, the achilas pras. You're drinking, you got to do a revius. Now, what does a revius mean? According to Rambam, a revius means within the time it takes to drink. It's very fast. The Alter Rebbe and Shulchan Aruch held that both opinions are like neck to neck, and therefore, l'chatchila, you should drink it fast. If you didn't drink it fast, the first 2 koises, there's a trick. You can have in mind the first kois, the second kois. You for sure could drink a second, but the third and fourth kois, there's no way around it. So if you're going to drink another time, first of all, you're not supposed to drink more. Secondly, you can make another bracha. So it will be makel against the Rambam. But as I said, in the Seder, the Alter Rebbe decided that like the first day of Lagamri. I don't think the Alter Rebbe would, according to Lamaisa, would have any problem as long as you're drinking it. But versteht Chatchila, Yid, the night of Pesach is trying to do. We're trying to do extra hidurim and extra things. We're not trying to do less. So.
Okay, you keep it when somebody's sick of medicine and the doctor to drink, right? So you're going to drink less than
Tiny
she
cups.
We're doing
And
doing-
10 minutes.
we're doing l'chumra like this.
And then
We're doing l'chumra like the other opinion, and we're choishes if the achilas pras is the chveis is 9 minutes, which is hardly any opinions all that way. Versteh, because
Somebody eats cups of candy. Is it required a burn?
that makes no difference. Far the Ashkenazi, you can't make a bracha achrona. How can you make a bracha achrona? a candy, take you, an average, a candy would take you 10 minutes to down.
How about an ice cream stick?
Oh, ice cream, you say that. Ice cream would be complicated. Depends. If you consider it liquid or you consider it a solid. We spoke about it actually in one of the short in the beginning of this year. So liquid is a solid, but anyway, according to the Alter Rebbe in the Seder, he holds that it's that liquid is also the same shear as solid, so it wouldn't be a shiloh. As long as you ate it, the shear within 3-4 minutes, you're good.
The ice is considered a solid or I mean, that's really water, frozen water.
Right. So we spoke about ice is also ice cream. Ice is we spoke about both of them. If it's considered liquid, okay. This would be one of the nafkaminas.
I didn't
If you held like that,
why would there be a difference between the first two courses and the last two courses?
because after the first kois, and we'll learn about it later, it's nicht gefährlich to drink a little more. And after the second kois, the holidays, that's you're supposed to drink after the second kois. After the third and fourth kois, there's a lot of reasons why not to drink. There's the tama matzah that has to stay in your mouth. Chazal was scared the person's going to get shikir in the middle of the so that when you drink, you don't get Seder. There's all kinds of reasons why after the third and fourth kois, the Chazal didn't want you to drink. Okay.
We're waiting for the sentence. We could do
I want to tell a story. If we're waiting for Tzent, I want to tell a story. 2 stories. No? Two stories I'd like to tell. One story is a Yid that joins our Shir. And another story also. I said we'll tell stories. So 2 stories tonight. But Lineder, tomorrow night I'm not sure I'm coming because I have my brother-in-law Levi Israel, and his daughter just became a Kala, so this time I won't be here tomorrow night. That depends what time we'll come. Anyway, otherwise the plan is for tomorrow night we'll do some Dvar Toros, and if I'm not here, Lineder, the next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll do some more halachos and Dvar Toros. But already 2 stories. Yeah, for sure it'll be a shir.
You think we'll finish it next week? Or?
Yeah, we'll finish whatever we finish. But one thing for sure we're gonna do, which is we're for sure gonna cover at least between Vertlach and stories 12 little Divrei
You have a
Torah.
Rebbe story?
Yeah, for sure. 2 Rebbe stories. A man that comes to our shir, he became Baal Tshuva somewhere in the 70s, and he joined Hadara Torah. It's the first Seder he ever did in his life. It's very exciting. And the dining room of Hadara Torah. Hadara Torah is Baal Tshuva, Shiv Baal Tshuva in Eastern Parkway, started by Rabbi Jacobson, Yisrael Jacobson, and now run by the Hecht family. Okay. The Rebbe used to come, and the Rebbe's minhag was to come to every public Seder in Crown Heights to give a cook. So, one of the kvuim, one of the places was Mochachana, Balas Tshuva, and the Bali Tshuva, not Hadara Torah.
Look who's
Okay.
coming.
Oh, is there
We're just telling a story now.
Oh, wow.
Came right for the story.
Perfect time.
Story?
A story.
A story right now, I'm starting.
Okay, he comes to Hadara Torah, and he sits down at the Seder. He makes his plate, and it was his first time ever doing a Seder. So he took the Zeroy and the Beitz and put it the other way around. Okay. The Rebbe comes, it's the dining room is in the basement. The Rebbe come down very fast, and it was it's a very small dining hall. So the Rebbe walked in and out 60 seconds. The Rebbe walked in, looked around, good Yom Tov. The Rebbe walked up the steps. 2 minutes later, Rabbi Grona comes in. The Rebbe said you should switch the egg and the Zeroy and the Beitza. And he said that it was like, he couldn't believe it. The Rebbe was there for 60 seconds and he looked around. The Rebbe noticed the mistake on his plate.
Wow.
But
What's
he
on
noticed
the eggs and the what?
the egg and the bone was in the opposite way.
Oh.
And then he realized that the Rebbe didn't want to make a sin. The Rebbe would stop. And say, no. So the Rebbe left and sent Rabbi Groner in.
Quietly.
And that what captured his heart. He stayed in Hadara Torah. Today he lives in Flatbush and he has bonum of the bonum moiskim b'Torah mitzvahs, and he's one of the people that join our share. He's not here tonight. Another story. There was a couple also, Bali Tshuva, and they got married before Pesach in Crown Heights, and they found out that Erev Pesach the Rebbe gives matzah. That was very exciting. Crown Heights people used to get online. Later years the Rebbe didn't have enough time, So he used to give to every Kol Junger man a bag of 2 pounds, and they would give out a little piece of matzah. He came to 770 and he found out that the Rebbe just finished. Okay, he was so upset. People told him, "Nishka Feilach." After Ma'ariv, there's a line of people that didn't get a chance, and you can get the matzah. So he was excited. After Ma'ariv, he comes online, and the Rebbe used to give a tiny piece of matzah. The Rebbe gives a little piece. He says, "Rebbe, I have guests at my house. Can I have more matzah?" So the Rebbe asks him, "When are the guests coming to your house? Tonight or tomorrow night?" He says, "Tonight it's only me and my wife. Tomorrow night." The Rebbe says, "It's also for me to give you matzah tonight for tomorrow, because you're not allowed to be meichin from one day of Yom Tov to the other. Come tomorrow night,
Nathan?
and you're not allowed to prepare from one day Yom Tov to the other.
Yeah, right.
So come to me tomorrow night. I'll give you a matzah tomorrow night." He's very excited.
But people buy their matzah ahead of the holiday. What do you mean prepare?
No.
On Yom Tov, you're not allowed to prepare one day Yom Tov
Oh,
but the
this
other
was
day.
already the holiday.
And this was already Yom Tov.
Okay.
So next night he comes, but there's no. Everyone knows, the second night he's knocking on the door. So Rabbi Grono opens up. Crazy, they're knocking on the door. He says, "The Rebbe said I should come get the matzah." Go home, go home. No, the Rebbe said I have to get the matzah. It's the second night that Rebbe doesn't give matzah. The Rebbe told me to come. Okay, we're going to have no choice. He asked him to wait a minute. He knocked on the Rebbe's door. The Rebbe said, "Yeah." I told him I'd give him a matzah. The Rebbe gave him a matzah. The man walked home with a matzah.
A whole matzah, not a piece.
With a whole matzah. It's good to be persistent.
In talk about usually most used to bring the matzahs from the Rebbe. But again, he bought like 2 pounds, 3 pounds. Small matzah.
What?
As a kid, I remember he told my father, "Come with me." Took him to the side in the room and this. You get the whole matzah. You go every night to the store, you get the whole matzah.
Is there any
My
lenient?
father was so excited to have 90K. He was made
Is
of
Wow.
Is
So
there
it's
any-
amazing.
Yeah.
Like what, how did the Rebbe know to ask him such a question? How did the Rebbe know? Whatever. So these are 2 beautiful stories that you have for Pesach.
In regards to the leaning part, are there any leniencies on that?
For the women, they don't have to do it. The men have to do it.
I thought the women were important.
Not important enough.
Yeah, so we're holding like the Sephardim and that.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
That was a pretty good answer, actually.